Picture a soldier settling down for the night after a long, grueling day of battle, his body aching, his mind exhausted, and the world around him eerily quiet, except for the distant crackle of a dying fire. He finds a patch of ground, hoping for a few hours of rest before dawn brings new dangers. This scene has played out for centuries, whether it's a Roman legionary shivering in the damp mists of Britannia, a Napoleonic infantryman bracing against the icy winds of Russia, or a Union private huddled in a makeshift camp in Virginia. Across eras and continents, soldiers have faced the same nightly ordeal. The real threat to their survival isn't always the biting cold air swirling above, but the ground beneath them, a silent, relentless thief of warmth. The earth, seemingly harmless, becomes a formidable enemy, sapping heat from their bodies hour after hour. Lying directly on the earth, a soldier loses precious body heat far faster than if he were simply exposed to the wind. The ground acts as a massive, unyielding heat sink, drawing energy away with a quiet efficiency that is almost impossible to fight. Even the thickest uniform offers little protection against this invisible assault. Many soldiers, having survived the chaos of battle, would tragically perish in the night, not from wounds, but from hypothermia. Their warmth was stolen degree by degree, their bodies succumbing to the cold as they slept, never to wake again. The battlefield claimed its victims in silence. The wisest generals throughout history recognized this hidden danger. They learned that protecting their troops from the cold ground was just as vital as shielding them from enemy fire. Simple innovations, like raising beds off the earth or layering straw beneath blankets, could mean the difference between life and death. This nightly struggle for warmth wasn't limited to soldiers. Peasants in drafty cottages and nobles in chilly stone castles all faced the same cold, unforgiving floors. The challenge of staying warm at night was universal, touching every class and every corner of the world. The story of how people managed to sleep warm is one of quiet ingenuity and a deep, practical understanding of heat. Through trial and error, they discovered ways to insulate themselves from the earth, using whatever materials were at hand, straw, leaves, wooden planks, to create a barrier between their bodies and the cold ground. This simple wisdom, passed down through generations, became a crucial part of survival in a world where warmth was never guaranteed. The ground is a formidable thief of heat because of conduction. When your skin or clothing touches the earth, the warmth from your body is drawn away relentlessly, molecule by molecule. The cold ground doesn't care how much heat you give. It can take it all, leaving you chilled to the bone. Even a brief moment of contact can sap your energy, making you feel the bite of cold far more than the air ever could. Standing in cold air, you lose warmth slowly through convection. Air molecules carry heat away bit by bit. The wind can make this process faster, but it's still a gradual loss. You might shiver, but you can often recover by moving around or adding a layer. The air is a gentle thief compared to the ground, stealing warmth in small, manageable amounts. But lying on the ground, your body's warmth flows directly into the earth, which can absorb endless heat without warming up. The earth acts like an infinite sponge for heat, never satisfied, always pulling more from you. This is why people who rest directly on the ground feel the cold seep into their bones, no matter how many blankets they pile on top. That's why you can freeze on a 40-degree night if you're lying on damp ground, even if the air isn't freezing. The moisture in the earth makes it an even better conductor, accelerating the loss of your body heat. Many have underestimated this danger, only to wake up shivering, teeth chattering, and energy drained. People learn to break contact with the ground, realizing that blankets on top do little if the cold is attacking from below. Through trial and error, they discovered that the real threat wasn't just the chill in the air, but the silent, steady drain from the earth beneath them. The real battle was always against conduction, not just the chill in the air. Insulating yourself from the ground became a matter of survival, especially in cold climates or damp environments. A simple layer between you and the earth could mean the difference between a restful night and a dangerous one. All the clever sleeping solutions, piles of leaves, straw mattresses, raised beds, were about creating a barrier against the ground's insatiable hunger for heat. These methods, developed over generations, show how people adapted to nature's challenges, using whatever materials they had to stay warm and safe. Insulation, not just covering up, was the key to survival. By understanding the true enemy, conduction, people learned to protect themselves, ensuring warmth and rest even on the coldest nights. The lesson is simple. When facing the cold, always respect the ground beneath you. The raised bed was a revolutionary answer to the cold, damp ground that plagued homes for centuries. In a time before central heating, the floor was often the coldest part of any room, drawing warmth away from the body during the night. By lifting the sleeper up and away from the stone or earth below, the raised bed created a crucial barrier against the chill. Whether it was a grand four-poster in a wealthy household or a simple wooden frame in a humble cottage, the principle was the same. Elevating the bed made a world of difference. This simple innovation improved comfort, health, and even sleep quality, as it protected against drafts, pests, and the ever-present cold. But the mattress, often just a sturdy sack stuffed with straw, was the real hero of the story. These straw mattresses were affordable, easy to make, and could be refreshed with new straw as needed. Straw's hollow stalks trapped air, making it a superb insulator that resisted compression and kept warmth from leaking into the earth. The natural structure of straw allowed it to hold its shape and maintain its insulating properties for months at a time. The springiness of straw maintained a vital layer of still air, unlike thin blankets that flatten and lose their insulating power. This cushion of air was essential for keeping sleepers warm through long, cold nights, especially in drafty old houses. Over time, wealthier people upgraded to mattresses filled with feathers and down, seeking even greater comfort and luxury. Yet the principle remained unchanged. What mattered most was creating a deep, uncompressed layer of insulation beneath the body, trapping warmth where it was needed most. The first and most important defense against the cold was always what you put underneath, not just what you piled on top. Layering thick bedding below the sleeper was far more effective than simply adding more blankets above. This simple yet profound insight shaped the design of beds for centuries, influencing how people slept, how they built their homes, and how they survived the coldest nights. Even today, the legacy of straw and high beds can be seen in the way we think about comfort and warmth. Once the ground threat was solved, the next enemy was the cold air. The four-poster bed with curtains wasn't just for privacy, it was a microclimate, trapping body heat in a small, insulated space. Drawing the curtains and adding a canopy created a cozy cocoon, much warmer than the rest of the room. Soldiers and travelers improvised with sleeping tubes, wrapping themselves in blankets, tucking the edges underneath to seal in warmth. This blanket tube trapped heat and blocked drafts, working like a portable personal tent. The principle was always the same. Don't heat the whole room, just the space you occupy. Whether in a castle or a camp, people learned to create small, efficient pockets of warmth. It was practical architecture for survival. The secret to warmth is layers, an ancient wisdom applied to beds as much as clothing. Multiple thin blankets trap more layers of air than a single thick one, multiplying insulation. Each layer of air slows heat loss, making a stack of blankets far more effective than one heavy cover. Tucking in each layer was crucial, sealing the system and preventing drafts from stealing warmth. This modular approach let people adapt to changing temperatures, adding or removing layers as needed. Untucked blankets let heat escape, like leaving a window open in your cocoon. Layering was a subtle, intelligent strategy, using air itself as the main defense against the cold. Our ancestors mastered this simple science to survive harsh nights. For most of history, private beds were rare. Families and even strangers shared beds out of necessity. Shared body heat was a powerful survival tool. Several people together could warm a space that one person alone could not. This instinct to huddle is seen in animals and was vital for humans, especially in military camps. Soldiers were ordered to sleep in groups, sharing what little warmth and blankets they had. The most vulnerable, children or the sick, were placed in the middle, insulated by others. Communal beds were more than furniture. They were social institutions and life-saving heating systems. The practice of bundling together was a matter of life and death in the cold. Human companionship was often the best insulation of all. These old methods weren't primitive, they were the result of generations of practical observation. People understood the physics of warmth, even if they didn't know the scientific terms. They lifted themselves from the ground, built microclimates, layered blankets, and huddled together, all based on a deep, intuitive grasp of heat loss. Their solutions were elegant and effective, not because they were tougher, but because they were smart. Today, we rely on central heating, but the principles haven't changed. Staying warm is about preventing heat loss, not just adding heat. The wisdom of straw mattresses and curtain beds is a testament to human ingenuity. Even in the coldest worlds, comfort and survival come from understanding and outsmarting the invisible enemy of lost warmth.